In this video, you will learn how to make bar chords with your E, A, and D shapes, and how to move the bar chords down the fretboard.
Hey, in this video we're going to learn how to take our A, D, and E shapes and add a root note using just our fingers. We'll start by learning how to make our A, D, and E shapes in first position by using our middle finger, ring finger, and index finger. Go to your E shape, put your middle finger on the first fret of the G string, take your second finger, put it on the second fret of the A string, and take your third finger and put it on the second fret of the D string. Now you have your same E shape, except you're not using your index finger. We'll do the same thing with the A shape. We'll take our middle finger, put it on the second fret of the D string, take our ring finger, put it on the second fret of the G string, and take our third finger and put it on the second fret of the B string. Now we have our same A shape. In order to make the D shape, we'll do the same thing. We'll take our middle finger, put it on the second fret of the G string, take our third finger, put it on the second fret of the E string, and take our little finger and put it on the third fret of the B string. Now we have a D chord. Remember that it's going to take time to learn how to make your A, D, and E shapes with different fingers. Up until now, you haven't used your little finger, and so it has to learn how to work in the same way, making the same shapes so that you can move down the fretboard. Let's start by looking at the most common bar chord that is used in guitar based on the E string and using our E shape. We're going to go to the same place we did with our capo, except we're going to use our index finger as the capo. At the second fret, we'll change to F sharp, B, E, A, C sharp, and F sharp by laying our finger as close as we can to the second fret. We'll take our middle finger and make our E shape. Once we have everything in place, we can make a full F sharp major. If we leave our finger where it is and make our A shape, now we have a B chord. If we take our finger and make the root note at the second fret, we can do the same thing with our D shape. Understand that the D shape, the A shape, and the E shape in a bar chord fashion is not an easy thing to learn how to do. But it's important to know how to make the shapes and where they are on the fretboard. You can always arpeggiate the notes without actually being able to make the shapes. For example, if you want the notes from the D shape, you can still make them even though you can't make the actual shape. Just like with the capo, you can take your bar forms and move them down the fretboard. For example, by moving from the second fret with your index finger to the third fret, making your E shape, you now have a G major chord. If you move down 2 frets, make your E shape, now you have an A major chord. Move down 2 more frets, make your E shape, and now you have a B chord. You can do the same thing with the A shape. And as you move it up the fretboard, you can change from a B to a C to a D. You can also play the A shape bar chord and drop out the low E note if you're having trouble with it with 2 fingers by playing your A shape with 1 finger, your ring finger, and playing the root note with your index finger, like that. And you can take that shape, the same A shape, move it down, and you can play the major chord at any position. You can play a D chord by playing a bar chord with just 2 fingers. Now let's take a look at the bar chords in minor form with the E shape, the A shape, and the D shape. If we go back to our bar chord at the 2nd fret, our F sharp, and we make our E shape, we have our F sharp major. All we have to do to make it minor is to lift our middle finger, and now we have a minor chord. We can take that same E minor shape that we learned before, move it up 1 fret, now we have a G minor. Move it up 2 frets to the A, now we have an A minor. Move it up 2 more frets to the B, and now we have a B minor. We can do the same thing with our A shape. If we go back to our original B chord that we either made with our 2 fingers or with our 3 fingers, right? If we go back and we use our E shape for our A minor, now we have a B minor chord. We can take that same shape and move it in the same fashion. Up to a C minor, up 2 more frets to a D minor. We can do the same thing with the D minor shape. If we go back to the 2nd fret, make our D minor shape, now we have an E minor. If we move up 1 fret, make our shape, now we have an F minor. We move up 2 more frets, make our shape, and now we have a G minor. As you can see, by using the E, A, and D shapes, not only can you make all the chords you need for a song, you can make them in different positions depending on the shape that you're using. Keep in mind that learning the bar chords is something that will take time. And don't get frustrated if at the beginning it doesn't come naturally to you. It is an important part of the process to learn how to add the root note to the first 3 shapes that you learned and the D minor shape. That's all the time we have. The outro music coming. See you in the next video.